The movie begins in Spain during the famous tomato festival, where the streets are flooded with people hurling tomatoes in a massive food fight. Amid the chaos, a woman named Noel appears to be broadcasting live, but the truth is very different. She is actually an undercover agent, and the broadcast is just a cover for a covert mission. Her team is trying to track down a dangerous Russian trafficker named Viktor Gradov, who they believe is somewhere in the crowd. The plan is simple: spot him, scan his face, and confirm his identity. But when the technology fails to give a clean match, things get complicated. Viktor has cleverly used decoys, men who look exactly like him, making it nearly impossible to confirm the real target. When Noel's team asks for clearance to activate the Echelon program, they are only granted 1 minute of access since this is a high-level security tool. Just then, chaos erupts as snipers open fire, turning the colorful festival into a bloody battleground. One by one, Noel's teammates are killed, leaving her as the only survivor. She fights back bravely, but Viktor's men breach the Echelon servers and steal classified information. In the struggle to stop them, Noel is shot and left for dead, while Viktor's men vanish with the stolen intel. Far away in London, the British Prime Minister Sam Clarke starts his morning with a jog, but his run is interrupted by grim news. Noel and her team have been declared missing after the failed mission in Spain. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, the President of the United States, Will Daringer, has just landed in the UK for a diplomatic visit. Unlike most presidents, Will has a unique past. He was once a famous Hollywood actor, and his popularity with the public helped launch his political career. Despite his charm, there's an underlying tension between him and Sam. The Prime Minister once supported Will's political rival, and he doesn't take Will seriously, often mocking him for being a celebrity-turned-politician. When the two leaders meet for the first time, their differences are immediately obvious. Will suggests breathing exercises to calm nerves before a press conference, but his casual manner only irritates Sam. During the press conference, they announce a partnership to invest in energy independence, but reporters quickly go off script, asking about Will's movie career and Sam's personal life. Will gets carried away, reveals too much, and even quotes one of his old movies, embarrassing both himself and Sam. Afterward, the two men argue bitterly in private. Their aides propose that they fake unity in front of the cameras for political reasons. Reluctantly, they agree, forcing themselves to smile and pose for photos. Soon after, they board Air Force One for a short flight designed to boost their image. While Will chats casually about how marriage strengthens a politician's reputation, Sam remains cold and professional. Neither of them realizes that one of Viktor's men has infiltrated the plane disguised as a chef. He kills staff members and transmits Air Force One's location to Viktor. As the plane flies, Will and Sam continue their petty arguments until Will notices an enemy aircraft tailing them. Suddenly, communications fail, and they're cut off from the outside world. Missiles strike the engines, and chaos breaks out on board. The Prime Minister spots the fake chef and realizes the infiltration too late. Explosions rock the plane, creating a hole in the cabin and nearly sucking both leaders into the sky. The pilots desperately try to stabilize the aircraft, but Air Force One takes heavy damage and begins to fall. With little hope left, agents escort Sam and Will toward the parachutes. But the infiltrator destroys most of them, leaving only two intact. The agents insist that the leaders must survive, forcing them to jump over Russian airspace. Sam lands safely, but Will's parachute is damaged, and he crashes into the trees. The world soon hears the shocking news: Air Force One has gone down in Russia, and both the US President and UK Prime Minister are presumed dead. In reality, both men survived. Sam rescues Will, and together they begin a long trek through Russian territory, knowing they must stay hidden and reach safety before being captured. Their journey is anything but easy. They steal a car but immediately attract attention. When locals confront them, Will foolishly tries to communicate using movie quotes, but nobody understands. A fight breaks out, and while Sam fights skillfully, Will clumsily stumbles his way through, accidentally knocking out a man's tooth and smashing a vodka bottle over someone's head. The brawl escalates until a mysterious woman arrives with a gun, scattering the attackers. She offers them a ride and smuggles them in a truck across the Polish border. Before leaving them, She reveals she knows exactly who they are and wishes them luck. Once in Poland, they meet Marty, a CIA agent stationed in the area. Marty is a huge fan of Will's old movies and welcomes them enthusiastically. He explains that the attack on NATO headquarters has leaked thousands of classified documents, causing massive distrust among allied nations. Just as they plan their next move, Victor's men storm the safe house. Marty fights bravely, using cameras and traps to outsmart the attackers, but he is eventually overwhelmed and killed, sacrificing himself so the leaders can escape through a hidden passage. Out on the street, they're rescued by none other than Noel, who survived the mission in Spain thanks to a bulletproof vest. Reunited, Noel reveals that Victor is behind the attacks as revenge for his son's death. His son had developed a nuclear weapon project that governments shut down, and Victor blames the West. Noel insists they head to Trieste for the upcoming NATO summit, where they will be safest. On the way, she and Sam confront their complicated past. Years ago, they had been close, but politics drove them apart. While traveling, they encounter Arthur, one of Victor's associates, who reveals that there is a mole inside the US government helping Victor. Before dying, Arthur gives Will a code to trace Victor's communications. The group heads to Croatia, where they find a hidden vault with Victor's computer. As Noel and Will attempt to unlock it, Sam fights waves of armed men. Though he puts up a strong defense, he is eventually overwhelmed. Just before Noel cracks the system and discovers that Simone, Will's personal assistant, is the traitor, the building explodes in flames. Will and Noel escape, but Sam is believed dead once again. The truth becomes clear: Simone has been feeding information to Victor, but she is just a pawn. The real mastermind is Vice President Elizabeth, who orchestrated everything to seize power. When Will and Noel attempt to reveal this, Elizabeth has them captured, but Victor betrays her, storming NATO headquarters and turning it into a war zone. Amid the chaos, Noel fights fiercely while Will and Sam, who miraculously survived the explosion, reunite to battle Victor's forces. In a desperate chase, they prevent Victor from escaping by sabotaging his helicopter, finally killing him. In the aftermath, NATO nearly collapses, but Will and Sam expose Elizabeth, ending her scheme. Months later, the two leaders meet again, no longer rivals but friends. Sam reconciles with Noel, while Will finally earns the Prime Minister's respect. Together, they share fish and chips, joking about their ordeal, while reporters wait outside. Marty, revealed to have survived with a metal plate in his head, tries to tell his story but bores his audience. Despite everything, the world is safe, at least for now. And that's how the movie comes to an end. We'll meet again in the next story. Always stay happy and keep smiling. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share it with your friends too.